What's up? It's Chris Janson. How you doing?
How you doing?
Man, I'm just having a good day. How about you?
You're a musician. You're not supposed to be excited until later in the afternoon, aren't you?
Well, I'm a dad first, and believe me, those mornings start pretty early.
Yeah, you guys have 4, right?
We got 4, and we've got 2 little ones. You know how it is. It's just for anybody that's got kids, they know exactly what I'm talking about when I say your side of your head wakes up in a puddle full of milk out of a bottle, and then you roll over and you're in a puddle of pee right in the middle of the bed. So that's nice. Well, I don't think life could really get any better, though, I'll be honest with you.
You were touring with Toby, I think, the first time we got to see you at Turning Stone Resort and Casino.
That was a really fun tour, and that was right on the beginning of Buy Me a Boat.
We actually were waiting backstage to meet Toby. I'm like, I've got to sneak over there for just a second, just to see a little bit. You were on a speaker with a harmonica, and it blew me away.
Well, thanks.
OMG, you are just full of energy and can't sit still.
Well, thank you very much. Well, you know, I just kind of all I've ever really known was just play songs and entertain people and do the deal and write songs and live the lifestyle. And so when I get up there, I get excited. And, you know, every night's different. So you're going to get a little bit of something different every single day and every single show. But that's the kind of the coolness of it. You know, I just get up and let the music do the talking, and I just kind of follow along.
Well, as soon as I saw it, I went, we need that guy at FrogFest.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Knowing what you know now, do you wish you had bought stock in Yeti coolers before Buy Me a Boat came out?
That's interestingly enough you should ask. You know, I'm gonna be honest. The answer is no. There's a couple things I don't do. I don't gamble. I don't do the stocks and that kind of thing. I just sort of keep it simple. Work hard, pray hard, and save as much as you can.
But do you have a Yeti cooler?
I do. You know, even before that song, I mean, I've always been an outdoorsman, so I was buying those coolers and using those. It just happened to be in the song because, and it's so real, by the way. Every song that, well, I'll say 99.9% of songs that I write, whether it be Holding Her, whether it be Buy Me a Boat, whether it be anything for anyone else that's been a hit, there's always a true story behind it. With that one, I mean, I just looked outside, and what was in my vision was my truck and a cooler in the back. It was just really a lifestyle piece.
So do you have a boat?
I don't. We don't have time for that. We toured all year long. We did like 293 dates, I believe.
Oh, my goodness.
Which was a lot, and they were full-blown headlining dates. And then not to mention all the stuff that we did with friends and Blake Shelton and Opry. And we just don't have time for one, and, you know, maybe someday.
Boy, I was looking at all the other songs you've done for other artists, and a lot of them have been former FrogFest guests. Jared Neiman's been at FrogFest, Tyler Farr, Justin Moore. So, I mean, you're fitting right in.
Gosh, every guy you just mentioned, I love all those guys. Well, I'm looking forward to it, I can tell you.
And Holding Her, OMG, I not only love the song, but Vince Gill predicted it to be the song of 2017.
He sure did. It was pretty unbelievable. He gave just like this unbelievable, grandiose introduction when I got up and I did Boat, and then I did Holding Her and received a standing ovation for both of which. And then they came back out and asked me to close the night. And then he gave like this long talk about me and the song and talked about my wife Kelly and I and the kids and really gave the backstory from his point of view on Holding Her, which was pretty amazing. It was really a touching moment. I really appreciate you saying that. It's my favorite song, and I'm just stoked that it's doing good. And you know what? It's a true story. And the cool thing about it is, like, I have another song out on McGraw too, How I'll Always Be. And people, they always ask me, what's the real story, you know, with you? And I say, look, there's 2 ways to describe it, Holding Her and How I'll Always Be. Like, How I'll Always Be is the very true depicted song of myself, and Holding Her is absolutely the life that I live every single day.
You must see the impact of that song, Holding Her, when you're out on stage or even meeting with the fans.
I do, and it's pretty unbelievable, honestly. The song is way bigger than I ever thought it would be. You just never know how things are going to connect with people, and it turned out to be a lot of people's stories. I mean, from bonus kids, which is what the world would call step kids, I call bonus. I mean, I wrote that into the song. You know, from all these little aspects, man, we have about a 90% approval rating on marriage at shows. I mean, like, people are showing up and getting married and getting engaged and making signs and wearing the T-shirt. I mean, it's a touching thing.
We want a proposal on stage with Chris Janson and Holding Her.
Yeah, for real. I mean, we welcome it. It's a beautiful thing, and you don't see marriage being celebrated that much in the public eye anymore. It always seems in the news and stuff that just jump to the negatives, man. We try to bring the positives out, and it just naturally happens during that song, so you got to let it be what it is.
So you write a lot of music. Where do you find your inspiration?
You know, I'm a simple kind of guy. I mean, I literally, things I see and things that I do. I spend a lot of time in the outdoors. I spend the majority of my life with Kelly and the kids and just doing things that I enjoy, hunting and riding around in the truck and the simple things in life. That's where I get most of my inspiration.
So has this always been your dream to do this, or did you have another dream as a kid?
No, I mean, every little boy, I think, probably at one point dreams of being a football player. But I started playing guitar when I was 8 and 9, and it was just a real natural thing for me. I picked up almost every other instrument you could think of, and I started playing in all kinds of different bands. I just kind of always wanted to do it. I think that if you just set goals high, you can achieve them. You just got to shoot for the stars. And I moved to Nashville on a whim, and it worked. It worked in a big way. I'm so grateful. But it took me some time to really find out who I was. I think that as an adult, if you can't admit that you're not finding who you are every day, then you're lying. That's kind of the beautiful thing about life and songwriting and having a job that allows you to have creativity, and you make the bed you sleep in.
So there was no plan B.
No, there still isn't.
Good thing plan A is working out all right for you then.
Thank God. Man. Lots of power of prayer, lots of power of country radio, and fans, man.
What's your best highlight so far?
Having my first number one as an artist on the radio with both was probably my best highlight so far. But I'll be honest with you, was Vince on the Opry stage was pretty crazy, because when someone gives you basically gives a dissertation about you for 10 to 15 minutes, I mean, that's a pretty big deal. When he does that and then dedicates a song to you, and that's a huge moment for me. But there have been some really incredible moments, throughout my whole musical journey. It would be hard to peg one over the other.
Well, I read somewhere, I'd say this is pretty amazing. You're described as explosive and unpredictable on stage, who's a wild horse not meant to be tamed, and the future of country music.
Thank you very much. I certainly appreciate that. I'll tell you, I just do what I do, and I let the music talk, and I just kind of let the cards fall where they may. I'm just some dude, and you let the music lead you, and you literally can't go wrong with that. It's been crazy. It brought me to stages that I really never could fathom. I mean, where you come from, where I come from, small town, to get on Jimmy Fallon, to get on the Today Show, to get on Seth Meyers, it's a huge freaking deal.
Tell us one thing most people don't know about you.
I don't drink, not in 8 years.
Wow, how come?
It's 2017, not in 9 years, actually. No reason other than I want to be the best husband I can be. Believe me, I have no problems with anyone who drinks. In fact, I collect whiskey, which is kind of weird. But when I got with Kelly, I knew I was going to be marrying this woman, and I was going to become a stepdad to 2 great bonus kids, and I just didn't want to be that guy. So I just quit.
Wow, impressive. Well, we're looking forward to the wild horse that can't be tamed on stage. And what was it? It was Blue Collar Redneck. That'll fit right into the FrogFest crowd.
That's right. Well, I'm looking forward to it, you guys.